So everybody, I'm going to give you an update on eBay and eBay fraud and the petition that I have. Now, I didn't meet, thank God. I had a toxic buyer that's full of fraud all over her record on eBay, and that's how she travels through the site. And it's eBay's fault because they allow it. And one of the reasons for this petition is to put an end to it. But there couldn't have been a more perfect case for an example than this buyer. And she has committed fraud all through her site. And she actually resorts to blackmailing sellers and using the feedback the wrong way. And her feedback was removed. And she's in the petition to be closed down as a seller, as a store person, and losing access to the internet. And she got so vile of threatening me with my life and blackmail over this. This is an $18.99 toy that was retailed at $19.99, and I shipped them at a discount plus paid fees. Now, she ordered 3 of these, and they arrived at her house, but they all rock, everybody, like this, and they're really, really cute, and they're adorable. But this one worked musically. But during the shipment, it didn't rock anymore. But the other 2 that arrived did. So when you push the button on the flat ground, they rock like this and then they sing. And they're just as cute as can be. But if the box gets jolted or dropped, the mechanism in here can break. And even the musical part can break. They're whatever. This was insured 100%. And I insure everything when I ship. Now, there used to be people that would keep their broken item and then switch it for your good item. And we even learned how to mark our items, which we marked on this one to make sure that if it was returned or damaged or whatever, we got back one that was actually one that we shipped out. And it happened to be true, and it happened to break. Do you know an insurance claim is paid like that? This lady even wrote in the removed feedback that she won't go for insurance claims. She doesn't have that option. When you have an internet site, you have to go by the law and the rules of the site. But she thinks she's above the law and any rules that don't pertain to her. So she wrote me more than 15 harassing, threatening messages over $18.99 and kept trying to bully me night and day. So I finally said to eBay, you know what? Just let me take the return. I'll get paid the insurance claim later. So I jumped the thing, didn't use the process, took the return, and then the insurance claim was paid. She continued to bully and harass me and threaten me and try to blackmail me. And I'm like, lady, you're a criminal. But this is what happens when people don't want to have law. Every single sociopath, which this nutbag is, and many of them are, think they even own and rule eBay, and then they can command the ship, and they can't. And what happens is they do it enough that it becomes their resume, and then they get strikes on their account and whatever, and eventually they get shut down. But the problem with eBay is that they put up with a lot of it, they allowed it, and they never got caught. So my petition is so huge, and it's making an impact because these people don't get away with this anymore. And you know, I have asked eBay to limit the comments since like 2006, saying 4 or 5 different reasons why you didn't like the transaction that don't destroy a person. But these kind of nutbag sociopaths, they don't even have anything to do with the sale. They're predators that go into that site to purchase something, to violate somebody, and then cause them 30 or 40 days of grief. The one thing about this nutbag is she made the mistake when she bought from my store, and I fought her back. Now, what happened, anybody can actually bring in a lawsuit to remove the slander. You can also go after people outside of the site. You can do it in your local court. If they're doing business inside the United States, you can go after them. And I set up the paperwork, and she was sent and served with interrogatories, and she did not like it. But unfortunately, she handled it worse than ever, and it went against her score. It finally became her resume, what a bully and blackmailer she was, over a toy. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what must it be like to be Christmas at this nutbag's house? Because when you're buying something so cute, the fantasy is that you're a wonderful, loving mother buying 3 of these toys for your children. And when someone's so heartbroken that they get broken in shipment, I used to even send a free gift to somebody saying, "Oh my goodness, this got damaged. Here's a stocking, or here's some kind of something," because things get out of our hands, and then they get damaged because a shipper drops the box or whatever, or they throw it on the line. We're not there. We don't know. But only bullies and frauds try to hold the seller responsible for what a shipper does, because they want to manipulate to try to get items for free and then target your feedback because they're blackmailers. And it's over. They cannot operate this way. It is Sharia law. So everybody's signing the petition because they've been there, they've known that, they've had eBay fail them, PayPal fail them, they've had feedback destroyed, they've had to leave the site, and that is why we're taking it into our own hands. I've been trying to fight this for years, but because we had Sharia law going and nobody lawful to help, I had to wait until we got a lawful president. And now that we have one, this is going full swing. Now, this nutcase lady is so upset to be revealed as who she is, and she doesn't like a resume. She's actually threatened me. Nothing she can do. It's a free country and it's a law. And when you're shopping on the internet, you get to use the internet. And when you've been an internet shopper and you're an internet predator and a blackmailer, your resume is all over there. Her messages have gone into authorities, and they're inside eBay and they're inside PayPal. Because you cannot do this over a purchase. You don't get to bully. And once again, you took a person that's already got a criminal mind and allowed her to run in a Sharia law internet site. And now she thinks she's even ahead of eBay. And she even tried to boss them around. And this is what these nutcases do. But the long story short, her feedback was removed. She now has a flag on her account, and we go forward with this petition. And she's inside this petition, whether she likes it or not, because she's a predator and someone else is going to end up getting her other than me. And until they completely take away her freedom and her right to shop on the internet, she will do this again, because there's something wrong with her, and there's something wrong in the mechanism in her brain that has nothing to do with shopping. And she thinks she can come in to any site and violate a seller and cost them 40 to 50 days of grief until it's all straightened out. And buyers like her are not buyers. They're absolute predators that abuse a purchase to get to an account to harass somebody for however long it takes. And a lot of times it ends because these people just get upset. They don't know how to fight her. They don't want to deal with her and whatever. I just took her head on and said enough. So it's too bad if she doesn't like it. Reality is you cannot bully and blackmail and threaten over a toy and a purchase. And the days of anybody getting away doing this in eBay are because it's going to end up cleaning up the site. Because this petition, I haven't even had time to put it out here because I've been doing something else. But it's going to force them to follow the law in the Constitution because we now have a lawful president. So for anybody, sign the petition. If you want to be added as a party to the petition and you have lost money as an eBay seller or even a buyer that it didn't work for you, but don't be a con because I'll figure it out. Mostly this is 99% for sellers because there's been so many violations. Every once in a while, there's been a mistake on a buyer, but it's more the other way. They favor the buyers way over the sellers. And for anybody that's unhappy, stop doing it. When you want to buy something, be happy that it comes to your door and be happy there is a site that can get something delivered to you, and learn how to make it a lawful good site instead of a cesspool of garbage with people that are in it ruining it so that all of a sudden there's nobody that will sell to you. Now we have an ability to block from about 55 stores that we know of. And all we do when we get a toxic buyer like this nutbag is we spread the word and send them messages so that they don't get her and that she's blocked before they get there. And that's how it works when you're a unity and you try to protect each other and save each other from these insane buyers. Thank you.